Good morning. Today we will discuss regarding basic elements of an automated system. So automation is the technology by which a process or procedure is accomplished without human assistance. So automation that will be equal to automatic control. An automated system consists of three basic elements. First is power to accomplish the process and operate the system. Second, a program of instructions to direct the process. And third, a control system to actuate the instructions. So, this is a block diagram of basic elements of an automated system. So, first part is the power to accomplish the process and operate the system. Second is a program of instructions to direct the process. And third, a control system to actuate the instructions. So all automated systems include these three basic elements in one form or another. Now the first element of an automated system is power to accomplish the automated process. An automated system is used to operate some processes. The power is required to drive the process as well as the controls. The principal source of power in automated systems is electricity. So advantages of electric power in automated as well as non-automated processes are, so first is electrical power is widely available at moderate cost. Second advantage, electrical power can be readily converted to alternative energy forms like mechanical, thermal, light, acoustic, hydraulic and pneumatic. Third advantage, electrical power at low levels can be used for signal transmission, information processing, data storage and communication. And the fourth advantage is electrical energy can be stored in long life batteries for use in locations where electricity is not available. So when alternative power source like fuels, solar, water, wind are used to drive the process itself, electrical power is used for control the operation. So first, that is power for the process. The process refers to the manufacturing operation that is performed on a work. The power source for each operation, that is thermal, electrical, mechanical, light, etc., is often converted from electricity. So power is also required for the following material handling equipment. So power is required to drive the process itself. Then loading and unloading work unit. The parts must be moved into proper position and orientation for the process to be performed. At the end of process, the work unit must similarly be removed. If the process is completely automated, mechanized power is required. And next is material transport between operations. So in addition to loading and unloading of a given operation, the work units must be moved between operations. For that, material handling equipments are required. And for that material handling equipments, the power is necessary. Second part is the power required for automation. So first part, that was the power required for the process, and the second part now, that is power for automation. So above and beyond the basic power requirements for the manufacturing operation, additional power is required for automation. In that, first is controller unit. So controllers require electrical power to read the program of instructions, make the control calculations, and execute the instructions by transmitting the proper commands to the actuating devices. Second, power to actuate the control signals. The commands sent by controller unit are carried by means of electromechanical devices such as switches and motors called actuators. For accomplish the commands, the actuators require power. And third is data acquisition and information processing. So in most control systems, data must be collected from the process and used as input to the control algorithms. So power is required for the process as well as power is required for the automation. Then the second element of an automated system is program of instructions. The action performed by an automated process are defined by a program of instructions. Each part or product made in the operation requires one or more processing steps. These processing steps are performed during work cycle. The particular processing steps for the work cycle are specified in a work cycle program. Work cycle programs are called part program in numerical control. So the examples of program of instructions are CNC part program. During each step, there are one or more activities involving changes in one or more process parameters. Examples are temperature setting of a furnace, axis position in a positioning system, motor on or off. Now work cycle programs. A typical sequence of steps in work cycle program is first load the part into production machine, second perform the process, and third unload the part. This is a work cycle program. During each step, there are one or more activities that involve changes in one or more process parameters. Process parameters are inputs to the process. The operations in a work cycles are controlled by controllers. Modern controllers used in automated system are based on digital computers. Instead of cams, timers, relays, and other hardware devices used in earlier versions, the programs for computer controlled equipment are contained in magnetic tape, diskettes, compact disc, computer memory, and other modern storage technologies are used. So, in short, computer controllers are designed to execute their respective processing cycles. Now, the third element of an automated system is the control system. The control element of an automated system executes the program of instructions. The control system causes the process to accomplish its defined function to carry out some manufacturing operations. The controls of an automated system can be either closed loop or open loop. So the first closed loop, or it is also called feedback control system, a system in which the output variable is compared with an input parameter and any difference between the two is used to drive the output into agreement with the input. And regarding open loop control system, it operates without feedback loop. So it is simpler and less expensive. Risk that the actuator will not have the intended effect. So this is a block diagram. So diagram A is the closed loop system, or it is a feedback control system. In that, different elements are there: is a input parameter, then the controller, actuator, process, and there is a feedback sensor which gives output variable. And diagram B is open loop control system. So there is a no feedback sensor. So the different elements of open loop control systems are controller, actuator, and the process. So there is a no feedback. Then we will see what is closed loop system. So in closed loop system, the output variable is compared with an input parameter and makes the required adjustment in the process to reduce the difference between them. So it is also known as feedback control system. In this system, the output variable is compared with the input parameter, and any difference between the two is used to drive the output into agreement with the input. So it consists of 6 basic elements. First is input parameter. You can see in a block diagram there are 6 basic elements. First is input parameter. You can see the diagram A. So input parameter, controller, actuator, process, feedback sensor, and output variable. So these are the 6 elements, basic elements of feedback control system. So first is input parameter. The input parameter, often referred to as the set point, represents the desired value of output. Second element is the process. The process is the operation or function being controlled. Third element is output variable. The operation or function is being controlled in the loop is called output variable. Then the sensor. The sensor is used to measure the output variable and close the loop between input and output. So sensors perform the feedback function in a closed loop feedback system. Then the controller. The controller compares the output with the input and makes the required adjustment in the process to reduce the difference between them. And the sixth element of the closed loop system is actuators. These are the hardware devices that physically carry out the control actions such as electric motor as per the adjustments required. So these are the 6 basic elements of closed loop control system. Now open loop system. So it is without the feedback loop. In this case, the controls operates without measuring the output variables. So no comparison is made between the actual value of the output and desired input parameters. There is always risk that the actuator will not have intended effect on the process. So open loop control system operates without feedback loop. Therefore, no comparison is made between the actual value of the output and the desired input parameter. The controller relies on an accurate model of the effect of its actuator on the process variable. Its advantage is that it is generally simpler and less expensive than closed loop system. So open loop systems are usually appropriate when the following conditions apply. So the actions performed by control system are simple. The actuating function is very reliable. The any reaction forces opposing the actuator are small enough to have no effect on the actuations. So in these conditions, you can go for open loop system. So first is action performed by the control system is simple, then actuating function is reliable, and any reaction forces opposing the actuation are small, has no effect on the actuation. In that conditions, you can use the open loop system. If these conditions do not apply, then closed loop control system should be used. So example of closed loop system. A one-axis position control system consisting of a lead screw driven by a DC servo motor and using an optical encoder as the feedback sensor. So this is an example of closed loop control system. So examples of automation in day-to-day life: ATM, vending machines, starting of the vehicle, car wipers. These are the examples of automation. And in industry, painting robots in the automobile manufacturing industry, soldering machines, automatic capping machines, automatic filling machines. These are the examples in day-to-day life and in industry for automation. So car painting. So there is a automation for painting the car. Another example of automation is the car manufacturing without human assistance. There is a manufacturing of the car is going on. Then soldering and brazing machines, then packaging machine. So it is without human assistance. So it is a these are the examples of automation. So this is regarding the basic elements of an automated system. Thank you.